PFL, Professional Fighters League playoffs are in August in South Florida at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino near Hollywood. South Florida is a hotbed for training with many top coaches and fighters like PFL champion Kayla Harrison. Yes! And she did, if you didn't know, she did qualify for the semifinals. Was there any doubt? I didn't doubt it. I know she didn't doubt it either, probably. I don't want to speak for her, though. Hey, two-time Olympic gold medalist, the first U.S. athlete to win the Olympic gold in judo. Kayla Harrison of ATT is the defending PFL champ, and she's in the semifinals against Genah Fabian on August 19th on ESPN. No two for you, Kayla Harrison. It's the main ESPN, and rightfully so.
Yeah, they actually moved up my fight to put. I was supposed to fight a week later, so they moved it up to put it on ESPN, which is. I guess I'll accept it. I could have used the extra week, but all right, we'll make an exception for ESPN.
But that's the thing, Kayla. You have to weigh the options.
I know.
All right, ESPN 2 is cool. I like that too. But this can be an ESPN. Oh, well.
You think I care about that? I just want to win my fight. No offense, ESPN. You're cool.
No, ESPN is very cool. But Kayla, what Kayla means is ESPN 2, ESPN, it doesn't matter. She'll fight on all the ESPNs. She just wants to get out there and fight. Kayla, tell us about PFL and being in the semifinals, getting there, and just growing and improving as a fighter.
Yeah, I think it's been, this year is quite different from last year where I didn't have any. I had one fight all year, almost 13 months off from my finals of the PFL finals in December 2019 until November when I fought for Invicta. So I think hindsight, it was a blessing that I had a little bit of a break just because this year has been a grind, back-to-back fights, pretty much 8 weeks in between each one. You start to feel it. You start to feel the stress a little bit, but, my spirits are high. My body feels good. I feel great. There's nothing like fighting in your backyard, so I'm excited for it.
And speak about fighting in your backyard. You trained an American top team here in Coconut Creek in South Florida.
The Mecca.
The Mecca of MMA training. You have so many great fighters, including yourself, so many great coaches. And then you go 15, 20 miles down the road, and there you are fighting there, so you don't have to worry about airplane and all the other things. No, it's going to be nice.
To be honest with you, I'm really looking forward to it. I didn't really fight ever on the regional circuit, because I went straight to pro, so I never had any amateur fights, never did anything like that. So I'm looking forward to just showing up, having a nice fight week, hanging out, and being able to maybe go out with my friends right here in my hometown afterwards. Should be nice.
Kayla, do you think you're a person that just goes out and fights?
Yep.
Having it close to home, are there disadvantages too, or more advantages, or
I mean, the advantage for me is that normally after I fight, I get on the earliest flight home, and then I go home to the kids.
Red eye?
Yeah, I usually get on as soon as I can. So I typically don't get any sleep, and then I come home to 2 kids who are full of energy. So I'm exhausted. And when I'm fighting in my backyard, I think I'm going to actually stay at the hotel, fall asleep, sleep in, do a late checkout, and then go home, take the 20-minute drive home, and feel rested when I see the kids the next day. That's like, I'm so lame and such a loser. That is the highlight.
You're not a loser, but that is, but you're so happy about it too,
I'm so
right?
Happy
You're so
to sleep in.
Now with that said, will you be driving or will someone be driving you?
I'm probably gonna drive myself.
Oh, you're driving yourself? Wait, this is amazing. Come on.
I'm not.
Steve Bruno, get Coach Brown and Coach Bruno. He can be the driver.
I'm not, no, because I know they're going to show up the next morning for practice, so they're going to be leaving early, and I want to sleep in, so I'm just driving myself.
That is so cool. Kayla, have you ever been to the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino?
I don't think so, actually.
You've driven by it?
Oh, a million times, yeah.
With the guitar. Yeah, it is so cool. I know. What is that like? And I don't know if you know this, but at night, when you'll be fighting, but at night they actually do like a laser light music show.
Oh, I didn't know
out by
that.
the pool with the guitar, so anyone could go out there like whenever it gets dark, 9 o'clock, 9:30 and all, and they do a whole show out there too and all. So basically what I'm thinking is I'm going to go watch the laser light show and then go watch you do your own laser light show inside.
Right.
Yes!
I'll be the fireworks finale.
Yo, Kayla, that's great. I'll use that. I can use that too as my lead. That'll be my lead. Thank you, Kayla. You're so creative. Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
no, that'll be cool. I'm excited. I'm just excited to be here in Florida, and I already, threatened all of my teammates they better get their asses down there, or I'll whoop them. they better be there.
Yes! Hey, tell us about, and we always talk about this, but tell us about who's coaching you
Yeah.
and who's getting you ready for this fight, and if you've been sparring with anybody.
Yeah, so my main coaches are all the same. You know, Anderson Franca, my striking coach, Steve Mako, my grappling coach, and Mike Brown, my head coach, sort of. They're the dream team. They're my guys through and through. Been sparring, actually, Brock Weaver. He's a tall southpaw, so been getting some good rounds in with him, which has been nice. And Hudson is also, God, what's Hudson's last name? I don't know. I just call him Hudson. Hudson's also been drilling with me a lot, helping me out a lot with the southpaw stance. So I really appreciate him and want to thank him for that.
Have you been in the Mako wrestling room?
Always. That's actually, I told them we're going to put a Fearless banner up, so because it says Mako Wrestling, but it also needs to have like the team captain's banner in there at some point. So I just got to go get that made.
It reminds me of a dungeon.
I love it. I love it. No, we like, you open that door up, you get a good sweat going. It's hotter than hell in there, and you're just like slipping in everyone's sweat. It's like trying to wrestle on a slip and slide, you know? I'm like, this is awesome. Someone's gonna get hurt, but it's awesome.
You get to practice too, so when you go home on the other slip and slide with the kids, you get your practice in for that. I took a look at it. It's really cool in there too. It just has a real like fighter's vibe.
For sure. I mean, this whole place does, you know? I mean, this is like if you could dream up what a fighter would want, you know, where to train, how to train, the teammates, the training partners, the coaches, the facilities, you know, ATT is what you would envision, except the women's locker room could use a little work. It's a little sexist here. That's all I'm saying. I just want to throw that out there for Dan and Richie. We've talked about it several times. We don't have a sauna. We don't have a cold dip. But I just go in the men's room. I don't even care.
But Kayla, you take a stance, and I'm telling you, it's going to get done. Kayla Harrison will
I'll make it happen.
You will make it happen.
I will make it happen.
So awesome things that you've done, Fearless Foundation, and also helping the people of Surfside. And I know we've talked about that, but I still want to talk about that and just things that you have been doing and want to do from that Surfside building collapse, which isn't far from here in South Florida.
Yeah, so obviously the PFL made a donation on my behalf and on their behalf after I spoke up about it in my last fight. The Fearless Foundation is going to make a donation. And people have been donating through the Fearless Foundation website directly. So everything that's been donated up until my fight, once this next fight happens, then I'm going to make the donation. But I think we're going to have in total about $20,000 go to the Surfside survivors and victims. So
it's awesome. It's awesome what you do, and there's a lot that you do away from the fighting because we all see you as this tough, badass fighter that's out there and champion. So it's really cool to be able to give back.
I mean, I think that's you know, part of the human purpose, part of the human experience. You know, you have all these great things. You know, I'm born in a great country. I live free. I have so many things that many people don't have, and opportunities that people don't have. And I have this amazing platform, and it's my job to do something good with it.
Do you think judo would be the result of, look at all you've been able to do, and it's because, well, it's because of you, but it's also because of judo.
For sure, 100%. It changed my life, you know. I think that the principles it instilled in me from such a young age, you know, the modesty, courtesy, respect, self-control, discipline, and also just the people I had as part of my journey, the Pedros, all of my judo teammates, my teammate Marty, my teammate Travis. These people had lasting effects on me as a person, and you know, I try to live every day by those morals, by those values, by the principles of black belt. You know, it's just it's how I want to be. It's how I want my kids to be. It's how I want people to see me. And I think that that is going to be my lasting legacy. You know, obviously being the greatest of all time, winning belts, winning fights, talking a little bit of trash, having a little bit of a personality, all of those things are great, but ultimately the lasting legacy for me is going to be, number one, my kids, how I raise them, who they become. Number two, what I do with all of those belts, with all that money, with all that fame, with all of this
prestige,
popularity. What am I going to do with it? Am I going to use it for my own selfish needs, or am I going to do something positive with it and change the world? That's going to be my legacy, and I am going to change the world one day at a time.
And that's interesting because you have the opportunity to do that.
I do.
More so than some people do.
That's what I mean.
Everyone
It's a
could
privilege.
change the world a little bit. We all can.
Of course.
But that platform for you is
For sure.
just amazing.
I think back to all the time, when I was a kid and I was recovering from sexual abuse and I was suffering from PTSD. I remember when someone would smile at me and how that would change my day and what a little tiny ripple effect that can have, and that's just one person. One person can change the world. One person can make a difference in someone's day. One person has the ability to do that. And I've been given this huge platform, and I have the ability to make a huge change and make a huge wave and make a huge ripple effect that will last much longer than I'm alive or my kids are alive or their kids are alive. And that's what I want to do. That's who I want to be. I don't want to be some selfish, famous, spoiled, celebrity or fight. Like I want to be the difference in the world that I want to see.
It's important. I'll say this right. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Amen. Couldn't say it better myself.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I stole it. And he probably, I don't know where he got it from.
Oh my
but I did steal it. But it was
wrestlers. You and these wrestlers.
Well, he's a movie star too. I know he's a movie star too. I'm not going to. I have one wrestling question. I'll wrap it up. A couple more questions, and I'll get you out of here. And thank you so much.
My pleasure.
You mentioned the kids.
Yeah.
And I'm interested. Are they into karate? Are they into judo? Are they into anything like
yes,
that?
They are. It's ridiculous, Jim. So they are. So Kyla's 8. She did judo before in Ohio. Emery is 2. Okay, so he's a baby, but he is a little hellion. All right, I do not know what happened, but they went to the bubble with me for my last fight, and they saw them. I would have the mats in my room, and I would be drilling with Mike, doing ground and pound, doing stuff, and now all of a sudden, all he wants to do is like, like to his stuffed animals, and like he grabs his sister and is like trying to suplex her. Now, keep in mind, he's 2, but he's in the 88th percentile for height and weight, so he's like 35 pounds. Kyla's only 48 pounds, so he's like, I'm gonna have real problems with him. He's starting Mako's wrestling program as soon as he turns 3, like instantly. It's happening. They haven't opened back up to the public here at ATT, but I have a key to the gym because I'm the team captain, so I'm just going to start having kids judo classes. Like Mako's kids are going to come, my kids are going to come, any of the other fighters, if they have kids and they want to come learn some judo.
You'll love that.
Yeah.
Because you love kids and you love
no,
teaching.
it'll be awesome, for sure. It'll be fun.
Do they watch you fight?
My mom has let Kyla watch in the past, but I told her no.
It's hard. No, but it is. It's hard for little ones to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Emery definitely.
If you're doing well, great.
Right.
But then if you start,
I don't. I mean, she just knows. Like the last fight, when they came with me, I tucked them in before I went down.
Wow.
I said, Mommy's got to go to work. I'll see you in the morning. And she's like, are you going to win? And I'm like, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to win. I'll see you in the morning. And then I come in and I win. And she's like, oh, okay, everything's fine. So she just sleeps, peacefully. But I think for me, it's important that they don't watch the fights simply because they have had a lot of trauma and a lot of loss in their lives, So I'm just like, my goal is to, as a parent, is to, number one, obviously make them feel loved, but number 2, they need to have that sense of safety and that sense of security. Like, I'm not going anywhere. No matter what, Mom's always going to be here, okay? You don't have anything to worry about. I've got your back and your front. I'm always going to be here. Nothing's ever going to... And I think if they were watching me fight and something bad were to happen, that would freak them out. So I'm just like, they don't need to watch. Mom's going to win. Don't worry about it.
That's awesome. And that is awesome, and I'll do that and instill that. Olympics are coming up. I know everyone's going to talk to you about the Olympics, which is cool because
awesome.
It's such a good thing and all. What can you say about these Olympics coming up? And I was listening to some of the other interviews today and all, but you were mentioning someone that's the Olympics that you know.
Yeah, so one of my very best friends, Angie Delgado, she's actually from South Florida, Jim. She goes to Kitsusai, right around she lives right here. Anyways, she's competing in the 52 kilo category. She's this is her second Olympics. We've been friends since we were like 12 years old. So I'm really excited to watch her compete and go for a medal. And I'll be cheering her on, as well as the rest of Team USA, you know, everyone. But I just love, oh my.
Oh, what do we got? Who do we
That's
got?
awkward.
Is anyone famous though? Is anyone famous? Who knows? Hey, Kayla could have something famous. Nike, the president of Nike. See, I go sneakers because I know the sneakers. You're wearing Crocs, so I can't focus in on the sneakers.
I would love to talk to the president of Nike. I read his book, Shoe Dog. I thought it was fantastic. Phil Knight is the man, so Phil, get my number, buddy.
Yeah, hook her up. We're going with the sneaker on talk and then sneakers.
You don't have any
free
MMA
footwear.
gear. We could definitely come out with some MMA gear. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Favorite pair of sneakers?
Oh my gosh, I'm not a materialistic.
Oh, so it's just but you have cool.
If the
You
shoe
do have
fits,
cool sneakers.
literally. I only have cool sneakers because my manager Ali buys me cool sneakers. Okay, I don't ever spend money on things like that because
You're more practical.
I'm a very practical I'm a Target kind of girl. but my favorite pair of sneakers.
Target, Marshalls, Ross's.
Yeah.
Oh, I got them all. Burlington
yeah.
Coat Factory's not bad. I don't know if you've been there and all.
Man,
That's a good place. That's a good
wherever
one.
it's easy. I haven't gone shopping for myself probably in 2.5 years. So.
Wow, Kayla.
But the Olympics, you always get free gear, you know, from Nike and Ralph Lauren. So I have a ton of awesome Nike gear that I still wear to this day. It lasts forever.
That's so cool. And where are the gold medals?
They're in a pair of socks, I think, in my sock drawer.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean.
Hidden away.
Yeah, well, they're just like, that's old news. But if someone wants to see them, I'll
Take them out of
go
the.
find them. Yeah.
Take them out of the
If I
sock.
have an appearance or
Those are
something to
famous
do.
socks. You could probably put the socks on eBay now because they were
You know what?
holding
These
them.
socks are actually were a gift from another Olympian, Allie Raisman from Boston. She has a sock collection. She sent me a bunch of these really high knee socks, and I don't typically wear high knee socks, so I just use them as my medal holders.
Gymnast.
Yes.
Yes, really good and all. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, will you be watching judo and other sports?
Absolutely. I'll be tuning into everything.
Gymnastics.
Gymnastics. I love the wrestling. You know, I've been friends with a lot of the wrestlers for years. Adeline Gray is going to be competing. I'll be watching her. She came here and trained with me for a little bit. So I'm going to be cheering Adeline on big time. Boxing. I love all the combat sports, but, you know, track and field, swimming, all of it. I'm a big fan of the Olympics.
Yes.
Since 1996, and when the games were in Atlanta, and I was 6 years old sitting on my grandma's couch, I've always loved it.
Well, you know what? It's always enjoyable talking with you.
Thank you so much.
And you know I have to end it with, of course, a Dan Lambert
Oh my God.
pro wrestling question. So Dan Lambert, Mr.
you
ATT.
see it?
That's what I
Did
was
you
going to ask
see
you.
it?
I was there. I was in
Were
Miami.
you there?
Of course, I took photos of it. It was great. So Dan Lambert cuts this heel, we call it heel trash promo at AW on TNT. He has Amanda Nunes and Jorge Masvidal
Yeah, I
seated
know.
with him. And first
He
question
didn't want to
is,
invite me. 'cause
that's
he knew
my
I was
first
gonna
question.
Talk way too much crap for him. No, he was like texting me like. He's such a loser. Oh my God. He was texting me and he was like, I go on at 9:30. Blah blah blah. Like he's like, I'm pretty excited. Like this is his. I posted the next day and I said this was Dan's Olympics. This was his Olympics. And he, first of all, just the sheer like nerd factor that went into his promo, like the names and the dates and the everything, and it was perfect. I was like, did he practice this in front of the mirror for 6 months straight? And then, I mean, obviously my favorite part was watching him get wrecked. And I was like, he told me that he told the guy to really hit him. He was like, you gotta do me a favor. Everyone at the gym's gonna talk so much crap if I get a fake hit, so just give it to me. He's like, I usually hit pretty hard, buddy. And he was like, give it to me.
that guy was a monster.
Boom!
He was like a
He
6'8"
really got
monster.
hit, and I was like, yeah! Take him out! Dan Lambert has not exercised in years, okay? Like, years. He once dislocated his shoulder by picking up his phone too fast, okay? So to watch him go out there and get ragdolled like that has honestly might be the highlight of my life. And I have 2 Olympic gold medals and a PFL world title, but that might have been the highlight of my life.
Kayla, that is so great. So it's suffice to say, if AEW, which is where he was on TNT, and Dan gets invited again, and PFL season's over, and Dan asked you to join him, would you join him for this?
I mean, I would go wreck some wrestlers for free. Like, I wouldn't be worried about, like, I feel like it'd be easy work, right? It'd be easy. With me on a mic and Dan on a mic and my grappling, Dan, you know, obviously he sucks. He
has to be the manager. He has to be the
once
manager.
got on the mat with me, and I swear to God, he jumped guard. Have you ever seen a grown man jump guard? It was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my life. But with him on the mic and me in the ring, we'd slaughter people.
Yes! We're going to have to come up with a name.
Oh my God,
We're
you're
gonna come
so
up with a name.
excited.
I am. This is so
I shouldn't even
great.
put this in the universe.
Oh
'cause
gosh,
you're
yes
gonna
it
make
is.
happen.
Oh, I will. I'm going to put, you know, I'm going to Twitter and everything out there and all, and get this. This will be so great.
Dan Lambert once said to me, I tell you this every time, but I swear to God, this is a true story. We're sitting at dinner, and like he's talking about his nerdy wrestling stuff and this and that and blah blah blah. And he looks at me and he goes, "You know what, Kayla?" He's like, "I've got plenty of MMA world titles." He's like, "I've got UFC titles, PFL titles, Ryzen 1, Bellator. I don't have a wrestling title, Kayla. You could be the one to bring me a wrestling title." And I just looked at him with pure disgust, and I was like, "Dan, go back to your chicken parm, like sit down, relax, keep dreaming." But now you're gonna make it happen, and he's gonna be so jacked up, I can tell.
Yes! Kayla Harrison, this is it! Champion of pro wrestling, it's another
This is gonna be your whole article now, I know it. This is
Wait,
it. It's
yes,
all gonna be
it
about
will.
this.
Now I have to do PFL because they set it up, so I will put some PFL in here.
Just a little.
Kayla, you're awesome.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you so all the best. I always wish you all the
Thank
best.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.